She stepped off the porch and walked the perimeter of the house, following a gravel driveway around the side. Trees that hadn't been trimmed in ages shaded the backyard. A gnarly tree had wound its way around a deteriorating shed. Two rusting metal T-ends of an old clothesline still stood, minus the lines that held drying laundry of times past. She trudged along a wood's edge and stopped short of stumbling over a rock outcrop hidden by overgrown grass, mostly covered with fallen twigs and leaves. She veered away from the trees and stared up at the back of the old farmhouse, at the old screened-in back porch, up at the second-floor balcony, then gazed over at the barn. All was quiet, except for the singing of the breeze through the prairie and the occasional clank of a loose downspout. She went around to the front porch and headed up through the door into the foyer. She hadn't been in since inspection, and the house smelled stale like before. The wooden staircase along the wall was a look she liked. She went to the living room and opened some windows. At least the windows weren't stuck. As she walked through the living room with its peeling shell-pattern wallpaper, which must have been from the 1940s, she felt impressions of past generations. She would have to check with the Historical Society for information about the former residents, perhaps back to the house's 19th century beginnings. She went into the library and settled onto one of the old chairs against a wall opposite the bookcase and stared at the bookshelves across from her. An eclectic collection of old books stared back. Frayed old books that looked like they'd been there for decades. So many to explore. She looked forward to digging into them. Many of their authors were long gone. The authors' minds could still communicate with readers, one-way communications from authors dead for decades.